What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. The Cincinnati Bengals are headed to the Super Bowl after they defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 27-24. First and foremost, I'd just like to say my apologies to the Bengals. I did not think that they were going to win this game. In fact, I said it in the last episode when I was covering the Chiefs and Bills game, that was the AFC Championship game because I could not see the Bengals defeating either of those teams. That was probably dumb on my part. The Bengals had already defeated the Chiefs this season, but I believed that Patrick Mahomes was stepping his game up as the season went on, and since it was the playoffs, he was going to continue to do so. But fortunately for the Bengals and their long-suffering fan base, that was not the case. Joe Burrow led the way, going 23 of 38 for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. On the ground, Joe Mixon led the way with 88 yards on 21 carries. T. Higgins added 6 receptions for 103 yards, while Jamar Chase added 6 for 54 yards and a touchdown. So this game did not start off well for the Bengals at all. The Chiefs are up 21-3. That's when really they did most of their offensive damage. Patrick Mahomes went 26 of 39 for 275 yards and 3 touchdowns, all 3 touchdowns in the first half. He also added 2 picks, which hurt them, including a very devastating one in overtime that allowed the Bengals to win the game on a field goal. I don't know if that will settle the debate. I still don't love the overtime rules, but it does give credence to the argument that you really need to play defense. Defense is a big part of, it's not half because special teams are there, but weighted, it's a huge part of the game, and the Bengals in the second half and overtime really dominated on defense. So shout out to them, and shout out to all the people who constantly defend the overtime rule for whatever reason. Jared McKinnon led the way with 65 yards on the ground, and then Travis Kelce had 10 receptions, 95 yards, and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill had 7 for 78 and 1 touchdown. But again, no one really played that well offensively in the second half for the Chiefs, and that really let the Bengals climb back into it. The turning point in this game would obviously be the end of the first half. The Chiefs were up 21-10. They had the ball very deep in Cincinnati territory. They had goal to go with, I believe, 5 seconds left. They ran a very strange short pass to Tyreek Hill. He could not get into the end zone. Eli Apple, who had struggled in the first half quite a bit, got the tackle, saved the touchdown, made it only 21-3 going in to halftime, which is a lot different than 24-3, and gave the Bengals life. Had they just settled for a field goal there, that field goal at the end of regulation would have been to win the game and go to the Super Bowl. So I hate being the kind of person who's like, oh, you should always just play it safe, take the points. But in this instance, I really do think they should have taken the points, and if not, ran a quick throw to the end zone that either is incomplete, like a fade perhaps to Kelce, or doesn't take a lot of, or a touchdown, and that way it doesn't take a lot of time, and they have the opportunity to kick the field goal. Huge mistake there. Got a little too cute perhaps in the play calling, so they're going to have to think about that this whole offseason. Joe Burrow, I said last week that he's that dude. He continues to be that guy. He may not have the strongest arm. He may not be the most prolific player. He's no Justin Herbert, but he has a tenacity about him, and he gets his team to believe that they're never out of it. It would have been very easy for, the Bengals at 21-3 to be like, well, we're a young team. We weren't supposed to be here anyways. The Chiefs are the class of the AFC, and the roll over and died and let the Chiefs, run away with it. But they didn't do that. They fought back, and that comes down to coaching, and that comes down to leadership from the players. And I'm giving a lot of credit to Joe Burrow for leading the Bengals not only to the first playoff win in 30 years, but to a Super Bowl. And I do think that they're going to have a good chance to win the Super Bowl. So they've really come a long way. I mean, the worst team 2 years ago being able to pick Joe Burrow to now in the Super Bowl. That doesn't just come down to Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase is a big part there. I know they wanted to fire Zach, or rather, a lot of fans were saying perhaps the Bengals should fire Zach Taylor after last year where Joe Burrow got hurt, but now he's in the Super Bowl and the sky's the limit for this team. I do think like the overachieved, but maybe I just have a mental block where I kind of put the Bengals into this box early on in the season and kind of kept them there. And that goes to why I was less than willing to say that they had a chance against the Chiefs in this game, but they keep proving me wrong, and I think they're proving a lot of actual experts, people who actually get paid, wrong. So shout out to them. This has really been just a great run for them, and we'll see what happens. Maybe the Bengals get a Super Bowl title. I wouldn't really even be surprised at this point. On the other hand, this is the Chiefs' fourth straight AFC title game. They started off by losing, then they won the Super Bowl, won again, lost the Super Bowl, now they've lost again. This is the second time that Andy Reid has brought a team to 4 straight championship games. He only won one with Philadelphia, and they did not win the Super Bowl there. And then he has gotten the Chiefs, Super Bowl title. So I think his legacy is secured, but it's unfortunate. I think Andy Reid could have been up there with Bill Belichick as one of the greatest coaches of all time. For now, I think he'll be considered an extremely good coach, but one who did not perform when the lights were the brightest, and that's unfortunate for him. Patrick Mahomes, thankfully he has that first Super Bowl title, because if he didn't, I don't know what the conversation around Mahomes would be right now, because he's so successful each year, but he keeps, for whatever reason, falling short, other than the Super Bowl title. So, I mean, we give Aaron Rodgers a lot of flack for not being able to win NFC championship games, and I wonder, is that going to follow Mahomes, especially as his cap hit starts getting larger? I know he's going to have like a $37 million cap hit. That's going to start affecting the talent around Mahomes, and we may, be coming up on a time when Patrick Mahomes is going to have a very difficult road to return, not only to the AFC Championship game, but, to potentially win another Super Bowl. So that'll be interesting to see. I'd love to hear your thoughts. One, are you happy for the Bengals? Are you happy the Bengals were able to do this? And if you're a Chiefs fan, are you a little concerned that in these first 4 years of Mahomes, you were only able to win the one Super Bowl? And what are your thoughts moving forward for the team as Mahomes' cap hit starts getting larger, as Andy Reid starts to get older, maybe starts thinking about retirement? I'd love to hear about that. And if you're a Kansas City Chiefs YouTuber, someone who covers the team, would love to have you on for a conversation to discuss the future of that. And then, of course, if you're a Bengals YouTuber, hit me up. I'd love to talk about, the opposite side of this, the potential that the Bengals have, and what you think, of the matchup going into the Super Bowl. As for me, I'll have another video out shortly with Jack where we cover the NFC Championship game where the Rams were able to get a victory and go to the Super Bowl against their rival 49ers. Very good game. The playoffs were excellent this year, and hopefully that trend continues for the Super Bowl. If you liked it, please subscribe. Check us out on Twitter. Follow us at WickedGoodSport, or on TikTok at WickedGoodSports. The main channel is youtube.com/WickedGoodEverything. This channel is youtube.com/WickedGoodSports. We also have our podcasting channel, Better Radio. Check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.